was on Wednesday that Robert Vadra made an appearance before the Enforcement Directorate and he was questioned for straight 5 hours. The agency alleged that he owns numerous properties in the United Kingdom that were brought from the money that he received as kickbacks for 2 contracts, out of which one was related to petroleum and another was related to a defense deal. The second day that followed saw an even busier day for the Enforcement Directorate, as it was not just Robert Vadra who made an appearance, it was also Karti Chidambaram, who was questioned at 6 hours at a stretch. But that's not the point. It seems much of trouble was simmering for Robert Vadra as he decided finally to show up at the Enforcement Directorate concerning the alleged links of his associates with the said UK-based company, Syntac. So while we go further with this all ED Robert Vadra rigmarole that transpired, let's take a look at the cases that he's been grilled for. The first is the United Kingdom assets case. Late last year, the Enforcement Directorate had filed a case of money laundering in the purchase of a property worth £1.9 million, that is over rupees 17.77 crore, located at 12 Bryanston Square, London, which allegedly belongs to Robert Vadra. Apart from the Bryanston Square mansion, 2 more properties worth £4 million, around rupees 37.42 crores and around £5 million, which comes to more than rupees 46.77 crore, as well as 6 other flats are also suspected to be owned by Mr. Vadra, according to the Enforcement Directorate sources. The total value of these properties is believed to be £12 million and were bought between the years of 2005 and 2010. Now let's go to Bikaner land deal money laundering case. It was in September 2015 the ED had registered a money laundering case alleging that Robert Vadra owned Skylight Hospitality had acquired land in Kolayat, Bikaner, which was meant for rehabilitation of poor villagers. It was alleged that Vadra bought 69.55 hectares of a land at a cheaper rate and sold to Allegheny Fin Lease for rupees 5.15 crore through illegal transactions. According to the Enforcement Directorate investigation, the buying company, Allegheny, had no real business and shareholders were also found to be fake. Now let's go to the 2009 petroleum deal case. According to the ED, Robert Vadra and his associates received kickbacks in a petroleum deal signed in the year 2009 during the United Progressive Alliance, that is UPA regime. The BJP alleged that Vadra benefited from the deal and used the money to buy posh properties worth several crores in London. The ED claims that an initial probe has revealed that these London-based assets are part of kickbacks Vadra received in a petroleum deal. The money was allegedly transferred to Santec International, FZC, a company based in UAE and controlled. Santec then purchased the 12 Bryanston Square mansion from Vortex, a private holding, and later Vortex shares were transferred to Skylight Investment FZE, which is led by NRI businessman C. Thampi. Now let's go to the Haryana land case. An FIR was lodged against Robert Vadra and former Haryana Chief Minister Bhupender Singh Hooda in September last year for alleged irregularities in land deals in Gurgaon. He faces allegations that his company Skylight Hospitality sold 3.5 acres of land in 2008 in Shukopur village to DLF at a rate much higher than the prevailing rate. In all the cases, Vadra has denied any wrongdoing and accused investigating agencies of following orders from the ruling BJP. Now let's come to the questions that were asked during the day 1 at the Enforcement Directorate. First question is, how much property does he own? Second question is, what kind of relation does he share with Sanjay Bhandari? Third question is, who is the owner of those 2 houses and 6 flats in London? Fourth question is, Sanjay Bhandari had bought the flats in London and later sold them. How come that the money and the amount of the money ended up coming in Vadra's account? Fifth question is, did Manoj Arora send an email to Bhandari's man? Sixth question was, what is Manoj Arora's occupation and where did he get so much money to buy properties in London? Now, let's look at as to what happened during the day one of Robert Vadra's questioning. 7 people, including Assistant Director M.L. Sharma and Deputy Director Rajiv Sharma of ED, interrogated Robert Vadra. During the first day of questioning, Robert Vadra kept his answers really brief. More so, he denied any kind of ties with Sanjay Bhandari and his cousin Sumit Chadha. He denied that he owns any property directly or indirectly in London. He further said, Manoj Arora was once an employee, but he did not write any email on my behalf. What needs to be noted here is that Manoj Arora, an employee of Vadra's firm Skylight Hospitality, is a key person in the case. He was aware of Vadra's undeclared assets overseas and was instrumental in arranging funds, the probe agency has alleged. Now let's look at as to what happened during the day 2 of Robert Vadra's questioning. Point number 1. The Enforcement Directorate alleges that Robert Vadra owns 9 properties in the UK, directly or by proxy, bought illegally through kickbacks he got through the deals of petroleum during the reign of the UPA government. The properties were bought between the years 2005 and 2010, like we've said earlier. Point number 2. The agency has filed a case of money laundering in the purchase of a property worth £1.9 million that comes to around 17.77 crores located at 12 Bryanston Square, London, which allegedly belongs to Vadra. Point number 3. The Enforcement Directorate showed Vadra some emails allegedly exchanged between him and the key players in the case, including Sanjay Bhandari and London-based relative Sumit Chadha. The exchange of emails happened between June 2009 and October 2010, the sources said. Point number 4. The emails are about the 12 Bryanston Square mansion for which Sumit Chadha purportedly asked for funds for renovation. It also had a response supposedly from Vadra which says, we'll look into it in the morning and let Manoj sort it out. Now, the authenticity of the emails cannot be verified as of now. Point number 5. Manoj, sources say, is a former employee of Skylight Hospitality, a firm linked to Vadra. His role was detected during the investigations against Sanjay Bhandari by the Income Tax Department and a money laundering case has been filed against him. Point number 6. The ED said the Bryanston Square mansion purchased by proxy in the year 2009 was sold in 2010 for the same amount despite an additional expense of approximately £65,900 for its renovation. Point number 7. Aside of the Bryanston Square mansion, 2 more properties worth £4 million that comes around to rupees 37.42 crore and £5 million that comes around to more than 46.77 crore rupees, as well as 6 other flats are also suspected to be owned by Vadra, sources in the agency said. The total value of this property is around £12 million. Point number 8. The ED claims the money from the kickbacks that Vadra received in a petroleum deal cut in 2009 was allegedly transferred to Santec International FZC, a company based in UAE. Santec then purchased a 12 Bryanston Square mansion from Vortex, a private holding. Later, Vortex shares were transferred to Skylight Investment FZE, which is led by NRI businessman C. Thampi, sources said. Point number 9. Vadra's lawyer KTS Tulsi said, the first principle of any investigation is that it is confidential. But the ED here is leaking information as they know they have got nothing to be investigated. They are calling people only to bring bad name to them. Point number 10. The Congress was fighting the amped up BJP allegations of corruption. Yesterday, as in day before yesterday, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who had entered active politics, dropped her husband outside the ED office in central Delhi, saying, "I stand by my husband." Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee spoke up in support of Congress, saying, "There is no serious case, nothing. We stand together. We are united." For more news updates, log on to www.swnews.in.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.